YouTube video watchers. Today we're going to do a simple electrical project of changing out your receptacles in your home. This is typically on a 20 amp circuit. You'll notice I like to call it the monkey face. I'm going to put this in this way because that's the more standard way in which receptacles are put in a home. This one was turned upside down. Electrically it doesn't make any difference, but I like to have it like this. So it's kind of up to the personal choice. So the first thing to do is we're going to make sure the circuit is off. Now I like to use what's called, the electricians call a wiggy. And it's basically, it tells you if you've got 120 volts, 224 volts, or 600 volts. And so it doesn't matter on AC which it has been, but you hear that kind of thing going. You see where the little red tab is moving up and down. It's very quick and easy for an electrician. You can hear it. That circuit is live. Most of you will probably be using a cheap multimeter like this from Home Depot. So you set it to, on this particular case, it's 200 volts AC voltage. You see here at the top. Right now it's on off. Turn it to on. So right now it's not registering any voltage. Stick it in here, and now you see it's 124 volts AC. So my able assistant is going to stop the video right now, and he's going to go down, and we're going to go back and forth by yelling. He can hear me from where the main circuit box is, so he can turn off electricity.
Okay, so I'm down here in the garage. I'm looking for the 20 amp circuit, which basically is going to be one of these. Now you can see these were marked over here. You can see right over here, looks like kitchen area. So I'm just going to flip all of these 20 just to be on the safe side, and going to have Dad test those.
Anyway, you'll notice that the receptacle, as the old one is, has one long slot and one short slot, and then half oval. The long slot is always the neutral in electrical, and it's with the shiny silver screws on the side. The short one is the hot or black or power one, and it's here on the brass screws. And then the half oval is the ground, which is this one here. Always the same and always that way. There's a little tab in between, which we won't have to worry about on this particular receptacle, I don't think. We'll check it when we pull it out. But that's if you want to have one of these either top or bottom switched off of a wall switch. Anyway, so we'll pull it out and see what we got. I don't think we'll have to do any modification. Now, tools you'll need are a standard, and I like these long, skinny standard screwdrivers. This is made by Klein Tools, which is a favorite of electricians. You have a Phillips, because we'll need Phillips when we attach or work with the slotted or the screws here, or a larger standard. Lineman's pliers you might need some wire strippers, possibly some wire nuts, and possibly some electrical tape, as I'll explain if we get into this. So the first step is to take off your plate, and we're going to be replacing this plate with another plate, brand new plate, which is nice and clean. They're very inexpensive, and I highly recommend that you change them out. You can see it's not too bad, but you can see the difference here. Okay, so then we check it again, even though I was here holding it all the time while he did it, and we see that there's nothing showing up on the wiggy. And if I were to go in here on the voltage, you also see there's nothing showing on the amp on the voltage. I'll turn that off because that's on the battery. I'll put that up here, won't get stepped on, and we'll unscrew these. There are special screwdrivers that they make which do like this, but you know, probably the average homeowner, you're not going to have that available to you, so don't worry about it. Anyway, you'll see it loosened up. Oftentimes they're coated with paint, so you've got to scrape the paint out of the slot, and then take out the screw. and oftentimes it's stuck to the wallboard, so just a slight pry out. You pull it straight out, and what do we have here? Aha! Look at this, would you? We do have a switched receptacle. So one of these is hot, switched, and then one of them is hot all the time. Now this is the one that's going to be switched because it's red. That's pretty much standard. But see here, they've broken off that tab that connects the top and the bottom of the receptacle. These do not have screws on the side because this was wired probably in the 60s, maybe 70s, when you could put a 20 amp wire, or I should say a 12 gauge wire, into the back of a receptacle. So that means, hope you guys can see this, see that slot there? I have to push down on that slot in order to pull out the wire. You don't want to scratch the wallboard either, so we're going to, the fastest way to do, let me show you one just to see how it's done. You push in tight, hold it down, and you should be able to, and I think it's almost out, yep. You should be able to pull right out, just like that. Okay, so hot switched, hot all the time, and again, we're pulling them out here the same way, pushing in that slot, get those wires loose, and the same way with the whites. And then this just loosens up on the screw. And there, the old one is broken loose. Now the new one, if you'll notice, is what they call a tamper resistant. It looks like a little shaded area in each of the slots. That's because, and I'm not sure of the year, and it depends on the city that adopted the code, but all new construction now uses tamper resistant because kids would like to stick metal things in there, and that can be disastrous. Okay, so we're going to have to pry off this particular piece, and it's a little time consuming, so I'm going to have my helper here get me a pair of needle nose pliers, and we just basically bend it back and forth like that, except on this side, sorry, where you can see it. And we'll just bend it back and forth. Took about 5 or 6 different repetitions, so here you can see that this now is separated electrically from this screw here, okay? So this turns out to be 14 gauge wire, not 12, so we can stick it in the back of the holes where there's one available. I'm taking my lineman's pliers and just taking off any corrosion that's on these wires. Sometimes some paint gets in there. Sometimes, like this one, is a little bit crooked, so I straighten it out. And do the same with all of them. 14 gauge wire. We'll just leave that alone because that's the ground. So I take make sure again, the brass for the red. So we'll stick the red in back of one of these. You want to check the strip gauge. You see here on the back where it says strip, there's a little arrow here. It's from this point to this point. I think this is a little bit long, not much, but we're going to snip off just 1/8 of an inch off the end of this. Then we stick that in the hole in the back, see right there, and it goes right in, just like that. Now, we will not do anything else to that particular side, so we'll just screw down that screw. Now we need to put one of these. This one looks about right as far as length. You don't want it too long or it'll be sticking out the back. So you put this in one, the other hole here. There's only one hole in each. And you push it in. Now this one will have to wrap around the screw. And so to do that, we make a half oval. You see the holes here in the wire stripper, so you put that on just a little bit through there, and you do that, and you have a nice loop in your wire. Now there's a right way and a wrong way to attach the wire to the screw. You want to tighten it so that it goes clockwise. So as you tighten down, it will tighten the wire around the screw. Okay, just like that. Now on the other side, these two are already connected, and we left them alone because they are the same electrical circuit. We'll just snip them to the proper length. Electricians who do fast construction and new construction, they call them dingbats. Sometimes they go so fast they don't get it precisely the way it should. That's why they were stripped a little bit long, but I'm going to stick this in the hole again. Make sure it's in tight. This one goes in the other hole. It's in tight. And I'm going to, again, tighten the screws down. Physically, you don't need to do this, but I just like to have them nice and tight up next to the receptacle so there's no chance of it contacting anything in the box like the ground. Okay? And the other thing is to attach the ground wire. I get it out here loose where I can play with it. Like so. Maybe take off a little bit of the corrosion with your lineman's pliers. See how that's got a little bit of paint on from numerous paint. Might have been when they even painted the house originally, because it looks like it was done with an airless rather than a roller. Wrap it around the screw. Now sticking out a little bit. Again, I take my wire strippers and I tighten it up just a little bit. Go down to my Phillips screw driver, and sometimes it'll pop away, so you can tighten that up again, like so. This is slotted, so I'm going to, there. And then on the other side, make sure that one screw is tightened there. Okay, now it's ready to pop back in. Now see, I've done it in such a way, I kind of push them in, just be careful I don't abrade the wires. And then you want it so that when you put it in, it's not kinked. So, you just basically screw it into each of the holes. I like metal boxes when I do new construction, because if you do this too much, those plastic boxes, the holes strip. But these are okay. The only disadvantage to using metal boxes in new construction is you have to ground the box. The plastic boxes are not grounded, and so that's why there's not a wire leading to the box, because there's nothing to ground in a plastic box. You want to try to get this guy straight. These are slotted. You see how it's like that? They are slotted, for that reason, in case the stud that the box is fastened to is a little crooked. So we'll tighten it up. Okay, and then we strip out the packing off of this. It comes with a screw already in it. You put it on like so. Tighten up gently. You don't want to break the plastic. And I think the box is sticking slightly out of the wall. Tighten it up a little bit. There you go. And this was a more complex receptacle than what you would have with a non-switched receptacle. But with a non-switched receptacle, you don't have to bend off that metal piece. All right, thanks for watching.